The 2026 track and field season is already producing amazing speed before we even get to the big events. A shocking 21.6 in the women's 200, a blistering 10.6 in the women's 100, and many sub 19.7 scores in the men's 200 have all been reported. But the headlines don't stop there. The current world champion, Seville of Jamaica, recently powered to a smooth 9.82 in the men's 100 meters, seemingly with more energy left in him. Many expected 2026 to be relatively quiet, because it is the first year since 2020 that neither the Olympic Games nor the World Championship will take place. Instead, the exact opposite has happened. Fast times are appearing in nearly every event. Athletes are more motivated than ever, and records are being broken at an astounding rate. Because there isn't a major championship that controls the schedule, runners now have more freedom to plan their seasons, and this flexibility is leading to personal bests all around the world. The athlete making the most of this freedom might be Noah Lyles, who has already put on some incredible performances in 2026. At this year's Golden Spike competition in Ostrava, Lyles confirmed his place among the world's most dangerous sprinters. With an amazing time of 14.67 seconds, he smashed the world record in the men's 150-meter event. Kashane Thompson of Jamaica's previous record was destroyed by an incredible quarter of a second with such a performance. But the way he finished the race may have been even more impressive. Lyles finished his final 100 meters in an amazing time of 8.85 seconds, leaving the rest of the field utterly unprepared. When Noah Lyles is at his best, few athletes in the world can match what he brings to the track. This is something we've seen before, and it's worth reiterating. Based on what we've seen so far, 2026 may prove to be his strongest season to yet. He is currently unbeaten in the 100 and 200 meters and has the world record in the 150 meters. However, despite all of those achievements, the real test is still to come. It's time to see what Noah can do when the spotlight is at its hottest. This year's Paris Diamond League will pit him against one of the deepest sprint fields in the world. The competitors include 9.77 sprinter Ferdinand Omanyala, 2021 Olympic 100-meter champion Marcel Jacobs, World Indoor 60-meter champion Jordan Anthony, and the always dangerous Trayvon Bromell, who routinely finishes under 9.90. This race seems to have everything it needs to be one of the fastest 100-meter events in 2026. Excitement is further increased by what happened the last time Noah competed on this track. At the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, Lyles won Olympic gold in 9.79 seconds, one of the most dramatic victories of his career. Because the conclusion was so tight, it took authorities many minutes to determine the winner. In the end, Noah defeated Kashane Thompson by a negligible 0.05 of a second. Clearly, Paris has been a special place for him. The most shocking thing, though, is that Noah Lyles has never lost a Paris 100-meter race. Looking back at his efforts here is like watching a running highlight reel. Of course, there was the famous 9.79 from the 2024 Olympic victory. During the race, he also had one of his best finishing performances of his career, finishing the final few meters at a pace that ultimately decided whether he won silver or gold. However, Noah's triumph in Paris didn't begin with the Olympics. He defeated Ferdinand Omanyala in 9.97 seconds at the Diamond League meeting in 2023, despite a slight breeze. If we go back even further to 2019, which appears to have been Noah's first race in Paris, he won the 200 meters with an amazing performance in a meeting record time of 19.65. In his assault on the second half of that race, he was totally unrelenting. To put it briefly, Paris and Noah Lyles have been a fantastic fit. Given that the 2026 season is producing fast speeds at an incredible rate, there is every reason to believe that he will view this race as another opportunity to demonstrate his dominance on this circuit. In fact, some analysts believe he's beginning to mirror the kind of form he had during his best performances in Paris, which has sparked speculation that another 9.79 might be possible. However, I don't believe Jordan Anthony is the kind of athlete that could make things difficult. Although his recent 100-meter performance hasn't been as strong, the world indoor champion is still a threat. Instead, I believe that Trayvon Bromell is the most danger. A few weeks ago, Bromell won the Legnano Grand Prix with a timing of 9.85. Yes, there was a tiny tailwind, but what truly stood out was the quality of the field he vanquished, which included the current world champion Seville. What's even more remarkable is that Bromell later voiced his displeasure, admitting that he felt sluggish and that his transition phase wasn't as seamless as he would have preferred. He did, however, win with a time of 9.85. Despite years of setbacks, injuries, and numerous hours of therapy, Bromell keeps coming back and performing at a high level. It really is one of the most incredible sprinting stories. If he's returning to peak form, don't be surprised if he scores between 9.84 and 9.86 in Paris. But the key issue remains. Will that be enough to beat Noah Lyles? Without a doubt, there are other athletes with fast times. This season, Ferdinando Menala has already completed well under 10 seconds, making him one of the sport's most explosive openers. With his incredible run of consistency, South African sprinter Akani Simbine is once again proving why he is one of the most reliable sprinters on the circuit. Another contender who could be one of the biggest surprises in the race is Marcel Jacobs. Earlier this season, Jacobs broke the 10-second barrier for the first time since 2024 at the Rome Diamond League. Despite all the talent in this field, Noah Lyles remains the front-runner. The only thing that might put him under strain is his start. Over the years, Noah has worked hard to improve the early stages of his race, which has already helped him win many world titles and an Olympic gold medal. He is accelerating faster than he has ever done. However, Lyles doesn't necessarily need a perfect start to win. A strong start may be enough. However, if he manages to escape extraordinarily well, it becomes quite dangerous for the rest of the field. If Noah can achieve 60 meters in the 6.43 to 6.44 level, a sub-9.80 performance becomes a very serious possibility. At that point, all he would need is one of his iconic finishes over the final 40 meters, which he has proven time and time again to be capable of. It's also critical to remember that he will keep improving until the 2026 campaign. His closing speed is still his greatest strength, even though his start has improved. Whether he is coming off the final corner or nearing the closing meters, he always seems to be able to find another gear. Noah once said, "He's close enough to catch you if he can reach into your pocket." For that reason, it is projected that this Paris Diamond League game will be among the most eagerly awaited games of the 2026 season. The men's 100 meters have the potential to be one of the most significant events of the year. The field is packed with skill, and the rivalries are outstanding. I'd like to hear from you right now. In your opinion, who prevails? How much time will it take to announce victory? Can Noah Lyles continue to win in Paris? Kindly let me know what you think below. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you at the next one.